Welcome to Hot Women Wanted.
We're three childhood best friends who have been through it all and talk about it all.
Everything from hot flashes to hot takes to hot topics. So come join us.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hot Woman Wanted, Episode 17. I'm Julie Cola, joined by my fellow co-hosts and Hotties, Julie Strauss-Greeley and Meredith Young. Hi, Hotties.
Hi, Hotties.
It was so much fun having our first guest last week. We love Julia.
I know.
That was super fun.
That was
super fun. We're looking forward to Julia coming back. That was so much fun having a guest.
Best episode ever.
Temperature check. How everybody feeling? Oh, by the way, we just saw Stacy, Dr. Lindau, our very good friend from Ann Arbor, from Michigan.
Yes, our college roommate.
It's not Jueve that you're on. It's Duave.
I've heard this before.
Duave.
I can't change it. I said it to my doctor friend too. I'm like, I'm on Duave, and she's like, it's not French.
I absolutely cannot get the pronunciation right. Every person I talk to, I'm like, I do it. This is what I call it, Duavi. What would make me put the emphasis on the A, like in the middle of the word? I call it Duavi. Our Dr. Stacy Tesler Lindau, our very dear college roommate, was like, it's Duavi. It's just like it's just like it's spelled.
She's like laughing at us.
Is it?
Yeah. I have a friend. I had the exact same thing. I had dinner with friends, and I was like, I'm on Duave, or whatever I call it. I don't even know what I call it anymore. She's like, Duavi? I'm like, oh. Humiliating. But anyway.
Stacy was very happy to hear it. She's a big fan of the very big fan of it. She
really good. That's good to hear.
It's absolutely a terrific medicine. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, well, I will say this. I feel great. I really do feel great. And it helped me so much with my jet lag. Like, I'm completely over it. But I do have one little, like a bone spur or something right here. I've been to a million doctors about it. And the only thing I can think of that it correlated with was when I started the HRT. It's a bump. It's very strange. And so I've been to like 4 or 5 doctors, and everyone passes me on to somebody else. I've had like MRIs and CT scans. So I am going to talk. I have a appointment with my gyno.
Does it cause bumps? Is it like a cyst? Did you go to a dermatologist?
I did. I started at the dermatologist. Dermatologist sent me to I started at my regular doctor, went to the dermatologist. Dermatologist sent me to the ENT. ENT is now sending me to the orthopedist.
Well, this has taken a dark turn. This is
No,
an unexpected dark turn for the opening.
Jules, listen, when you start by asking how we're all doing, we're going to answer honestly. We have been friends for too long to not answer honestly. And let's face it, it's basically us listening to the podcast.
Exactly. Might as well discuss it here. Anyway, I'll keep you posted, but now I'm supposed to see an orthopedist. In the meantime, I do have my follow-up with my gyno. I'm just going to ask her. I did read that hormonal changes can affect calcification on bones.
Oh, okay.
And that could be what it is.
Okay.
And so, meanwhile, the CT scans and the MRIs, everything shows that it's like.
Thank God. Good.
Right.
You did
all right.
So not that
dark.
Not that dark. You did all the good stuff. We've ruled it out. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're just going to start to have giant bumps everywhere.
This is such a really awkward transition for me to start recommending my lip gloss.
Sorry.
Julie, please recommend a lip gloss. It'll distract us from the giant lump on Mary's clavicle.
Well, Mary, good luck with the lump on your neck. Here's my hot take for lip glosses.
How do you know my clavicle? That's so accurate.
Mary, throw a scarf on and put a little swipe of lip gloss. Let's go.
We are at that age where we wear indoor scarves.
Yes, we have to, even in the summer.
I'm seconds away from throwing a scarf on for every recording episode. If I take one more look at my chin and neck.
I'm up to 20 books now for my computer.
I know. Like every week I'm like elevating my screen. I'm like, how can I make myself look like angular, neck no lines? Anyway, Jules, go ahead and recommend it because I have used this product and I am obsessed.
Okay, so this is not a hot new beauty trend. It's just something that I like. I buy, and their e.l.f. makes these lip glosses. They're called lip stains. They're not expensive, but they're so gorgeous. So not everyone's watching this. So if you're listening, the one I have that's more on the red side is called Jam Session. I'm wearing it now. When I wear Jam Session, I get so many compliments. Then I discovered Honey Talks, and this is more of like a brown a little tinge of brown to your lip, but like in a creamy, really pretty, flattering. If you have, I'm not sure if it looks good in all skin tones, but on mine, I really love it.
Yeah.
Not too dark. And then today I found a new one, and lip stain, and this one is called Cinnamon Dreams with a Z.
Wow.
And they're
What
the
color is
pretty.
that? That looks dark.
I know some
That
people,
looks
if you're not watching it, you don't have to, but.
That's dark, huh?
It is a little.
Wait a minute. Where is Elf sold?
What?
Where's Elf sold? Where are you
Alpha
getting?
sold. You can buy it on CVS.
Oh,
But
that's
this is, I bought this at. We have a higher end drugstore near us, and they have a lot of the good colors.
Okay.
Oh, did you? Which one? Oh,
You
anyway.
know the one on the corner. Well, whatever, nobody cares. But nobody cares. But I'll show you after the pod.
Why am I?
But anyway, these are such great lipsticks, lip glosses, and then I line my lip. Whatever liner you used, I use the
Ilia.
the Ilia liner. If it doesn't already eat my, it eats. It's the one I have left from the lip sharpener.
The little nub.
I put my nub. I have the Ilia lip liner, and then I put the gloss over it, and I always get a compliment.
I love
That's
it.
my recipe.
Honestly,
Because
Julie,
they're not that expensive, and they're so beautiful. These
and
elves,
they're also like
they're
a
called
really-
lip stains.
and they're also
Okay.
a really good size. Like they're
They
easy
are.
to throw in a purse and a pocket. They're great.
Yeah, they fit in your night bag if you're going out at night. They're perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, Rocco. I have been watching you swipe that on your lips for the last few weeks, and I'm like,
One
obsessed.
color is prettier than the next. I promise.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
All right,
love
well,
it.
I'm going to take it away for hot off the press.
Yeah,
There's a big one today, Mara.
That's a good one.
there is a big one.
So Tamra quits Real Housewives of OC. It's OC, right?
Right, yeah, the OC. Tamara's
There
on
was
her Instagram today.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I did think when she did it, like, okay, two T's in a pod. They're very close, she and Teddy. The
Very.
news about Teddy is horrible and I'm sure devastating for Tamra. So I can see her being, and she's also a very emotional person, like even without bad news, she's an emotional person and she's storming off and she's very high strung. But I can imagine that this kind of sent her over the edge. Although I will say, this is not the first time she's threatened to quit. So who knows? Who
And
really?
we all know that Kyle Richards did quit for 2 weeks for this season. Remember, she quit in her bathrobe.
Yeah.
This is like a new thing, quitting.
quitting
Right.
and coming back. I mean, they're in the middle. So
Can we call it loud quitting?
Yeah,
Loud quitting.
exactly.
I like that.
So, Real Housewives of OC is filming the next season now. They're on a cast trip in New Orleans, and that apparently is where it happened.
Yeah.
Andy,
In my
Cohen,
opinion, I don't buy it. I think it's a negotiating tact. I thought they're going
really?
to beg her to come back and she'll get more money.
Oh.
I don't think she's going to not finish the season. No way.
I don't know that she's going to not finish the season, but I think it's legit for her in the moment. I think she's probably having a bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Shannon didn't have an easy year last year. I mean, they attacked her every single episode.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
really
It
true.
was a humiliating season for her, and it was Tamara who did it to her.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. Something must have come to a head on this trip, and some kind of conversation, and maybe everyone was ganging up on her. And like, I think Mary, your theory is probably a little bit right. Like, she just doesn't have the emotional bandwidth, and she just stormed out. She will
Yeah.
definitely be back. I don't think she's gone for the season. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think it was just like a very raw emotional response.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
it must be so. I really empathize with all of them. It's such tragic news.
Yeah,
and
no,
they're
this
so
is bad
close.
news.
Like, they, like us, like, fellow podcasters.
You know, it's terrible news for we're talking about Teddy Mellencamp.
But yeah, terrible news. And they see each other like we do. Like, they get
Yeah,
together,
on
they
the pod,
just have amazing bonding moments. So it's just probably so rough for her.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wish
We'll
them all
see.
the best, and I hope she rejoins.
Yeah. They're filming already, and then another, like in a very little teeny tiny hot off the press, and I'm bummed about this one. Another cast trip filming. They're already filming on a trip, and it was photographed that Brittany is back for SLC.
Oh.
I don't mind Brittany because she's such a nut. She's so.
I didn't need her.
insignificant.
I didn't
She's
need
weird. Listen, she's weird. She really is a Mormon. She brings a little levity to it. I don't
Is
mind
she?
her.
Are you really a Mormon when you drink alcohol when you're not in your house and you're sleeping with like a million different guys? I beg to differ.
Lisa Barlow claims to be a Mormon.
No, she doesn't. Actually, Lisa Barlow says she's a Mormon light, and she has said from season 1, she's like, I drink alcohol, I do not follow all the
There is no such thing as a Mormon light.
exactly. But she's like,
She made that up.
She
Her
said,
son's on a mission. in God knows what part of the world.
Her kids were raised Mormon. Her husband's Mormon, but she's like, I am not fully Mormon. Whereas Brittany,
I didn't love the content that Brittany brought. Like, I really found her so
Me neither.
crying over. Like, I just found
performative, so performative, so fake, so fake.
I didn't love her content.
She's back. They're on a trip also.
I don't love her, but you got some good bites out of it. You know what I mean? We got that hair comment from.
That's true.
What's her face? What's her name? The Greek one.
My body count hair with Angie K.
Yeah, Angie K. That whole fight, that whole great scene came out of Brittany, to be honest.
All right, I guess.
I don't love her. She's not great. She's not hysterical, but she's weird enough. She's barely in it. A little.
We'll see. I do have a little hot seat thing to add. I don't know if it showed up in the notes. I did add it, but I don't see it printed here. Anyway, I had a quick hot seat to add, which is, this might be controversial, and I don't want to put myself in the hot seat. So
Let's see. Here, I'm excited.
I'm just going to preface by saying, allegedly. But last week, connected to Southern Charm, we put Bravo Andy, and the editors of Southern Charm in the hot seat for filming, for showing episodes out of order, because Vanita came on her social media and said they showed the episodes out of order and they made me look like a homewrecker. Well, this week, JT's girlfriend in the news put Vanita right in that hot seat and said, okay, you could say whatever you want on your social media with your screenshots. You and I met before filming. We met during filming. You knew he had a girlfriend. You know I'm the girlfriend. So it doesn't really matter what order they show things. You were making a play for my boyfriend. Called her out.
So who's right, though?
I don't know. This is a mystery.
This is a mystery. This is just, I mean, like, listen, sometimes too much information is too much information.
Exactly.
And here's the thing.
But who's really trying to cover who? Like, is Vanita upset with the edit that she got? Did she really know he had a girlfriend? I mean, this woman, what's the woman's motive? She's like, I'm dating him. Like, we've met. You know I'm dating him. Like, this is ridiculous. Was she trying to create a storyline? Because Vanita every year, I think, is the swing player. I think every year they love her. They love her way. She's sweet. Her fashions are great. She's beautiful. I could look at her all day long. But I think every season her contract must come up for renewal. It's kind of like, what is she bringing?
Right. She's a little, petting the dog, putting the dishes away, making bronzino. It's boring.
Exactly.
I'm like, that's not a storyline.
No, it is not. So just throwing it out there, everybody.
That's my life, actually.
That's my little hobby.
It's our life. That's why we're not on reality TV.
For me in my menopausal life, that's a busy day.
That's true.
Petting the dog and cooking bronzino, I am overworked. I have to lay down and turn on Bravo.
Well, let's continue, guys. Let's continue the hot seat, because next is, and I'm gonna say, even though it's a hot topic, I'm combining the hot topic with the hot seat, because Love is Blind, those guys are all in the hot seat.
Oh my God.
I have never seen the worst guys in Love is Blind history.
Ever.
Worst.
The worst.
One was worse than the next.
Ever.
I think Joey was the plot twist. What a villain.
Ever.
On a stupid skateboard.
Oh, terrible.
What a jerk.
I've never in my life seen a worse set of male species. Like, they literally give men of all shapes, sizes, ages, backgrounds a bad name. They give love a bad name, and they give men a bad name. They were awful.
They were all so bad that I'm like, Dave, not so bad.
I'm like, making the heat off of Dave, are we?
Well,
Dave's not so bad.
Dave at least was the only one who came, like, prepared for a reunion and was, like, apologetic. At least he was trying to be apologetic. He still looks pathetic. I mean, the whole thing with the sister. And also,
that was not cleared up, right? Like, this
no, you want to know why it wasn't cleared up? You want to know why? Because Nick and Vanessa are horrible. They're horrible. We don't need hosts. I'm all good for, like, having a special host for the reunion, like an Andy Dipset. We don't need a host for this show. We don't. Honestly, it's a self-running show. But if you're going to be a host, if you're going to insert yourself, ask a fucking important question. They never asked this guy about his sister. Nobody did.
Do we know? Did they exist?
What?
Who's the funny guy on TikTok?
Jared
Fried. Jared Fried is like, he doesn't exist. We've never seen the sister. She doesn't exist. And I'm like, Jared Fried's onto something. He's hysterical when he talks about Love is Blind.
Hilarious. He is.
Hilarious. He is so hysterical about it. I love his I love his takes on Love is Blind. They are absolutely hilarious. But honestly, one guy worse than the next. I couldn't get over it. Could not get over it.
I agree.
And also,
And even though, who's the couple that stayed together and they got married?
Daniel and Taylor. I like them.
Did you see the tattoo?
Oh,
Eyes.
Oh
So-
my God.
also, it's
Is he insane?
haunting. No. It's haunting.
It's
Like when
crazy.
you're having sex and you're facing each other, you're staring into your own eyes.
Maybe the half of her, she's looking at herself. I mean, the craziest eyes across his chest. I couldn't believe it.
Honestly,
I'd
that
be
was
like
one.
fixing my eyes as I was having sex. I'd be like, oh, a little puffy under there in the tattoo.
I mean, I was expecting to see maybe Santa Claus, like an elf, but her eyes across his chest.
And it's this big. It's like
It's psychotic.
his whole chest. I think that everybody on that couch was honestly floored. I think like nobody knew what's like. Nick was like, okay, that is so, like nobody knew what to do. But I do think they're cute, and I do think he's sweet.
They
I
are
think he's really
cute.
sweet. And I was really sad to hear about his mom.
And his mom has leukemia.
I happen to love his family. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that drew me to him.
Me
is
too.
his
Me
family is
too.
Such a fabulous family.
And
Yeah,
they
and-
also, it was so nice. Both of the moms were at the wedding dress shopping, which I thought was such a good sign, and it was so sweet. I didn't love her mom in the first introduction to her, but I think they've, as they said last in the reunion, they were like, our families have really become family. Like we're really.
And, am I wrong? Is it like, and now it's a year, right? Like,
A year later, I had no idea, and they've already filmed. They already filmed the next season, which already is done. It's filmed.
Oh.
It filmed in Denver, actually.
Oh, Jules, you'll have a lot to say.
And
Fun.
Well, maybe they'll do better vetting with the boys.
Oh God, I hope so.
Did you see the rash, the body rash Sarah had talking about Ben?
I
Oh
felt
my
so
God.
bad for her.
She had a body rash all over her when she was
I
talking.
know. I felt
also,
so
like,
bad
I
for her.
don't get Sarah. Like,
I didn't get Sarah either.
they were dating after the wedding. They tried dating.
It was such a bummer for me when she said that. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's kind of hypocritical. You know who he is.
She
You
was
called up
unsure.
the wedding for a
She was
reason.
unsure. She was unsure.
And also,
Unsure what?
and also when he was on the when they were doing like their wedding vows, and then he was like, "I totally get it. I would love to continue dating and growing together and figuring it out together." And she was like, "We'll see." I was like,
I was almost laughing.
Yeah.
and so I thought for sure that they were not going to hear from each other again. I'm like, "Oh, she's done with him. Like this is it." I was shocked to hear that they tried to make a go of it. Shocked.
I
And
just feel bad for her after that because I'm kind
He's
of like,
the
this is the
worst.
guy.
And he's the
great.
worst one on social media, like the worst. Like
Yeah.
women are taking him down right and left. The other thing I wrote in my notes last night after the reunion, and my daughter Jane was here watching it with me, I was like, these people are going to have to like move out of Minneapolis. Like,
Oh
they've got
yeah,
to leave
it's a
the-
small
because-
town.
and they've got to leave the state because every other sentence was like, well, I saw you at the bar and I saw you. Jane's like, what are there, like 2 bars in this city? They're always bumping into each other. It's like, these guys have got to go. They've got to leave town. Like, what
Yeah.
woman is ever going to
Never.
date any of these guys again?
Yeah.
Ever. Never.
And then I was so, the girl with the receipts, Mason with the was
Yeah.
Mason or what's okay?
Mason.
Those receipts were so
Madison.
confusing.
Madison.
Madison with her text.
I actually felt so bad for Mason. That was so mean. When
I
she
didn't understand. What did they say? I didn't understand what
What
she was
was she
talking
She
about.
was saying that she was trying to say that Alex was calling him weird, which was so hurtful. Like, why bring that up on national television? It's so mean.
Why
It is
are
me-
why
Yeah,
aren't he and Meg dating? I felt like there was something
They have
there.
no sexual chemistry. They're better off as friends. That's basically what they were saying.
Yeah.
They're really good friends. They just have no sexual chemistry.
Oh, that's
Did you
true.
realize nobody had sex? Like, did you realize that? Like, nobody had sex.
Oh my God. When I was watching the weddings, can you believe Daniel and Taylor in this day and age didn't have sex before they got married?
Stop.
Everyone must be super relaxed.
I was shocked.
None of them had sex.
How do you marry
Literally
somebody?
0 of them had sex? 0?
I don't think so. Dave and
Lauren
Virginia
did.
didn't have sex. Monica and Joey definitely didn't have sex.
Yeah.
Wait, weren't people answering yes though when Dave the loser was walking around the party at the beach asking
Yeah, I
everybody?
thought
if they had
so.
sex?
I thought so.
I thought people.
But now everyone's saying they didn't. I think that was a lie. I think people were lying.
I got to tell you something. After 6 weeks of dating, dating, I sure as hell wouldn't be marrying somebody I didn't have sex with. I don't care how great it feels. I don't care how well your families get along. No fucking way. You at least have to have sexual chemistry. You got to be sure about that. I mean, everything else you're kind of holding hands and jumping off a cliff. You got to at least know you've got sexual chemistry.
Absolutely not. And then, normally I hate when they bring people back from the past. I could give two shits. But AD, I'm so happy. She's engaged. I'm so happy.
That was the best surprise.
That was cute. I was thrilled for her.
Ollie from UK.
I love AD.
I've never watched Love is Blind UK, but he seemed adorable.
He's adorable. I'm so happy for her.
And I didn't realize that other show is in their show, Perfect Match. It's one of their shows.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I don't care. So happy for her.
It must be like the Bachelor thing. What's the one on the island where they all go? Paradise.
Paradise? Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't even know. But like, I was thrilled. I'm like, ugh, I hate when they bring people back. When they were doing like top 10 iconic scenes, I'm like, nobody cares about this. Keep going.
Although the only funny thing was Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Oh Jimmy.
And then what's her name on the couch is like, by the way, Ben, that's who you took advice from.
Jimmy.
Exactly.
Jimmy, the funniest, but she was like, well, the one person is people do say I look like Megan Fox.
Oh, that was last year. I'm like, can you not be saying about yourself?
That was the best. And then the other woman's like, you're going to choke when you see her.
Yeah.
You're going to choke. It was great. But yeah, no, this season, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for Daniel and Taylor. I actually think they have staying power. I do.
Yeah, they do.
They seem very connected and very cute and sweet, and they've had a tough year, which I'm sure is very trying.
Yeah, with his mom. Yeah. I wish them well.
By the way, there is another couple that they just didn't follow, and they stayed together, and they're engaged. I think they're married or engaged.
So annoying. Like, why did
I know. There was a whole nother.
They must have been super boring. You know what I mean? They must have been like, no, like drama. You know, they can't.
Who is it? Is it any of the characters we would remember? Who is it?
No, I don't know.
Nobody saw. They don't show everybody.
We were never introduced to this couple.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
As I've said before on this pod, they have a really good track record. I mean, even 1 out of 20, like they have a much better track record than any other reality dating show. Much. Well, they really do.
I have to say, Lauren looked fantastic last night.
She did.
Lauren and great, and I am very sorry, but Monica looked fantastic. Like, what did she do? I couldn't put my finger on it. I thought
Virginia looked great too. The girls look great.
Terrible.
Who? Monica?
I didn't think Monica looked great.
Oh my God, I thought she looked great. And she looked different though. Like she did filler, she did something.
No, I thought she could. I thought she looked good. I thought Monica looked good. I thought the girls looked really good.
I thought Joey was floundering without the stylist. His hair was like a whole different ball game. Not that I love long hair, but it was okay in the pods. Like at least with the Love is Blind stylist like spraying him down and putting like gel and like anti-frizz. You know, like from somebody with curly hair, I'm very aware of what products work. It's like he got on that stage. It's like, wow, you need to cut that hair.
For me, he was the plot twist. The whole time you're thinking he's the goofy guy, and Dave's the jerk. Yeah. Really, Joey was really the villain. Hitting on all those girls, making her feel bad.
Sliding into people's
And also, like, he literally just went on to have fun. Like, he skateboarded through that whole thing. He had zero interest in her. That was all an act.
Yeah.
I think she's
humiliating, and she knew it, and she liked him.
And I think she should have called him on it. I think when he was like, well, your sister was the issue. If I were sitting on the stage, I would have been like, fuck you. My sister was not the issue. You were the issue. You never liked me. You weren't in love with me.
And she did say that. She did say that.
She did. She spoke up for herself.
She said that, but she didn't say, don't blame it on my sister. He said it repeatedly about her sister.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Next hot topic, Traitors. Good, Mara. Why don't you take it away, Mara?
Me? Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you read on this one?
Well, I mean, if you haven't watched, it was last Thursday, so, I mean...
All right, of course, spoilers, but, you know, it's kind of your fault if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, at this point. Okay, so wait, the Faithfuls take it.
The Faithfuls take it. I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked either, but...
The Traitors were awful this year. I mean, they were, like, all over the place.
They were all over the place. They lost it for themselves. How about Dolores? 8 out of 10 wrong votes.
So, she did not deserve to win. I'm sorry, Dolores. As much as you're likable on television, you did not deserve to win Traitors. It's ridiculous.
10 wrong votes.
She was clueless how to play the game.
I'm sorry. When you go on a show like Traitors, it does not suffice to say, you know what? I take people at their face value and I trust them. And when they tell me something, I believe them. I'm like, you're on a show that's premised about lying. Then this isn't a show.
No, she's like, I'm not used to liars. I'm like, you're on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Everyone's a liar. Like every single person lies on that show.
I couldn't believe it when that sentence came out of her mouth. She's like, well, I'm not really used to dealing with liars. I'm like, this is the show. It's called Traitors. Like, what?
Also, she works with Teresa Giudice. She's a liar.
Oh my God, nobody's a bigger liar than Teresa.
I know.
Marge, they all are.
Wait,
so,
and can we talk about, why was Dorinda so bitter at Bob the Drag?
Why was she clean out with guns blazing?
Guns blazing.
She can't help herself. And you know what? It's like Bravo keeps extending her an olive branch because they know she's good TV.
Yeah.
They want to give her a platform. She's not ever, I don't care how they reconfigure Real Housewives of New York, she's not coming back. So she can't get out of her own fucking way. Like if she had just shown up on that reunion as like the Dorinda that we all know and love, with like a little bit salty but funny and like, oh, I could have done this, this, and this, she would have been on like All Stars or something.
Exactly.
She came off as like the bitterest Betty ever.
I think she's going to be invited back. How do you like that?
And going after Bob,
I think she'll be invited back. She got off too soon. I think they'll invite her back.
I don't know. I think that's such a bad look for her to go after Bob the drag queen. I think like anybody else on that couch.
Oh, and he got her. He got her.
Know, but
he
like,
got her good.
But it was such a bad.
I mean, you don't go after Bob. I mean, Bob's going to get anybody.
No.
That is the wrong move.
And also what she was going after him for, he's like, it's the truth though. I didn't know who you are.
It's not his world.
He's like, I don't watch any of the Housewives. I didn't know who anybody was. Like,
she was excited to be on the show and she got no camera time, so she was pissed.
But why Bob? Out of all people.
Because he wanted her off. It was his idea. He wanted her off.
yeah, I guess because the after in the turret, he's the one who picked her.
Yeah,
But she came in, I'm like, Dorinda, you weren't even on the whole season. Like, you're the angriest person in the room.
I mean, maybe she was like, in her head, she was like, I'm going to make the reunion about me. Like, this is my only chance to get airtime. Maybe. I don't know. I think it was such a bad move. I really do think it's going to backfire. Like, she showed up as like a problem. Like, you're a fucking pain in the ass now. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas, and I know you guys don't know her and you don't watch Dubai, and like it's hard to understand her, so not every joke lands. But by comparison, Ayan was like, she looked fabulous. She was there to have fun. She was making jokes with everyone at the reunion. She was joking around. Like, she handled it the exact opposite.
Right.
Perfect. That was exactly perfect. You know what I mean? Like,
well, she did look great, but let's talk about the fashions.
Oh,
I've never seen the worst. It was like
I've never
the worst
seen
of the worst dressed.
I've never seen anything worse in my life. What was Gabby wearing? What was Carolyn wearing?
How about Brittany?
What was Brittany wearing?
Dolores?
What was Danielle wearing? What the hell was Dolores wearing with her breasts?
Oh,
Dolores, you're 50-something. Like, her breasts were up to her chin, spilling out. If you were like, we are, after this reunion, we are putting on a Shakespearean play, I would have been like, okay. Like, I don't know what, like, where are the stylists on me? Like, can anybody jump in? Like, she looked terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible. I was shocked. And then I love Rob. He tried so hard. He got himself a little fancy, like, tuxedo suit.
Well, he's got this one fancy look. It's like this black suit. Which
He's one of those guys who looks better with a baseball cap and his sweatshirt. You know what I mean? That's his look. You know what I mean? But his personality is adorable. And I love that he ended up having dinner with the Sierra after the reunion.
Yeah.
On social media. That's so adorable.
Amelia Bellatos. But, yeah, he's adorable. His way is adorable. And he, like, also owned everything. He was like, yeah, I probably did overreact, but I felt like he was calling me out and it was gameplay. And he's like, yeah, I probably did move too early. And, you know, he had all the right things to say to everybody.
Yeah. He's great TV. He's great TV.
Good TV.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so hilarious. So I was like, I wrote in my notes, I'm like, oh, Ciara, you're all of us. But she was like, not that you're not handsome now, but when I saw you on Survivor,
he's gorgeous.
You were
Gorgeous.
Rob was so hot.
You're not kidding. My kids were like, have you seen Boston Rob on Survivor? I'm like, of course I. Like,
I'm ripped.
Are you crazy? I mean, he could not have been cuter in his Survivor days.
I agree.
Yeah, it was great. And also, like, then some people.
This. My kids don't agree, like, with they really think Boston Rob ruined the show because they thought it would have been a different show if Bob the drag queen were on it for longer and had more time.
Yeah, a lot of
great. That's everybody.
A lot.
I mean, you have because they don't know who Rob is. They don't appreciate it. That's why they think that.
No, they watch Survivor. They love Rob.
You have to have that. That's what you have. You have the tryst and the players come in. You have to have the big players.
They wanted more of Bob the drag queen.
I think
that's the show, though. You know what I mean? That's the show. Like, you know what I mean? You're going to always want more of somebody.
Well, the criticism that he's getting is exactly what Andy brought up on the couch, which is like that it was too much game too soon. Like, he came in
Yeah.
too hot. Like he could have taken a beat and just kind of tried to stay alive, and then started to put some of these things in motion.
Yeah.
He was never going to win. He was always going to be a target. You know what I mean? He's too big of a player, so it would be almost impossible for him to win as a traitor.
And speaking of Paradise as a callback, when what's his face Wells showed up on that stage, I was like, oh my God, Wells was on the show. Like I completely.
He was barely on it.
I forgot Wells was there. He was so wasted on there. Like I love like Wells. I would have wanted to get to know more. You know what I mean?
He had a good personality. Dylan Efron was the breakout star. I didn't know who he was. Nobody. We were all calling him Zac Efron's brother, and by mid-season, we're all calling him Dylan Efron. Like he really won everybody over.
Yeah, and he's got a girlfriend. Breaking hearts everywhere. He's got a very serious girlfriend about to be engaged.
He has a girlfriend. We thought he was with Sierra, but he doesn't. He's a serious girlfriend.
Oh, I was way off there as usual.
I don't know if we're ready to move yet, but I do have a Sierra crossover question for you guys. If we're ready to go to Summer House.
Yeah.
It's very fresh in my mind because I just watched it late last night before I went to bed.
Are we doing Summer House?
Let's go to Summer House. No, we're done with Survivor. Hot topics. Let's do hot takes on Summer House.
Okay, if we're ready. But
we're ready.
Okay, so my question about Sierra is she not as when Paige? Is she not as close to Paige and Amanda? Because when Paige was going on that whole rant about like, oh my God, not rant. I actually thought I understand why she's upset, but that when she was talking about Amanda and Haley is her best friend Haley.
Hannah.
And they were so close, and they were going back to like all the three of them hugging and being best friends. Is Sierra not close with them? Like what?
Sierra is newer to the show. Sierra wasn't on the show originally. She's not. So the way back, it was Kyle, and then shortly after, I think it's like season 3, Amanda comes on, and it might be either the same season or the next season, they bring on Paige and they bring on Hannah. And they formed a threesome. They were best. Then there was a huge falling out between Kyle and Hannah. And
that falling out was like, what did she?
Well, Hannah keeps saying that Kyle had her fired. I don't think that's true.
From the show?
Yeah, she's saying that. She was a controversial person on the show. Amanda never has been really that controversial. Paige has always been loved. Amanda's always been loved. Hannah misbehaved in the house. She did some I can't explain it. She's a tough personality. She was a tough personality in the same way that Lindsay can be, but Lindsay's better TV. And Lindsay is smarter about how she portrays herself on TV. Okay. Hannah was tough and it just was a little unrelenting. And she had a really bad last season before she was fired. So listen, like I said last week with Julia, do I think that Kyle wields a lot of power in this show, and does Andy Cohen not want him to be unhappy? Absolutely not. But there's no way he had her fired. If she was good TV, you couldn't have anybody fired.
Exactly. That's true.
You know what I mean? Let's say they gave Hannah and Paige a red carpet. I think is it the Vanity Fair party, they hired them to do the red carpet for the Oscars.
Oscar after party.
They did an awful job.
They did?
Yeah, they did an awful job. And even Hannah had to do an apology to...
Wait, what? Oh, I didn't miss all this.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big deal.
What was the apology about?
It was, what's her face? Megan, what's her name, the singer?
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion.
She came up to them, and they were really acting like they were fawning all over her, but then Hannah kept on saying, oh, I always use you as my fight song. I want to fight when I hear your songs. I want to fight. And people were like, you don't say that to a black woman, and that's a white woman. You know what I mean? People found it really offensive. Then she had to go on her Instagram and had to apologize. And people were like, they both were like a shit show.
It was a hot mess. They were actually terrible on the red carpet. They didn't have any good questions to ask anybody. They were very poorly behaved. They were laughing their asses off. I almost was like, are you high? Is everybody drunk already from watching the Academy Awards? Because this was the after show. And it was such a missed opportunity for them, because Hannah's now in comedy and a comedian. I think she has a very successful comedy tour also. Then they have Giggly, so she does comedy on her own. Then they have Giggly Squad, their pod. Then they go on podcast tours. They have a real business here. And it was such a missed opportunity.
Audience is young, and it's you know what, this is the Oscars, and they're not Oscars. Put them on the People's Choice Awards. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put them maybe the Golden
Yeah,
Globes
but
or
it's-
just the Emmys, but don't forget about the Oscars.
I don't know about that. It's a Vanity Fair party. It's people showing up to a party. There were a lot of young people on the carpet. It's like if they had done a good job, they would have done a good job, and people would
But I
have
don't think they would have. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're polished enough to do the rest. I don't think they're polished enough to do the Oscars. The Oscars is a big deal.
Yeah, and she's like, that's the thing. Like
MTV Music Awards, maybe. You know what I mean? Something that's on younger. You
I
can
hate
bubble it
to
up,
say-
fuck it up.
I hate to say it. I think if Paige had been alone, it would have been much better. Like
Oh, really?
Hannah, that's kind of Hannah. Like she blows these moments. Like she behave. It's weird. Like it's almost kind of weird. No, don't come after me, haters. But like it's almost kind of weird. She has made such a successful comedy career. I've never seen 1 second of her stand up. It could
I
be.
have. It's not funny.
Yeah,
not
like
funny.
I don't know if it's funny or
Oh.
not. But like
Not funny.
she
Where'd you
blows
see
these
it?
moments.
Where'd you
like,
I
watch?
watched it. It was on Netflix. I watched it. I couldn't even take it. It was like not funny.
Yeah, like, I'm not
Sorry,
sure
Hannah.
how I'm not sure how this is all taken off, but like she just wasn't good. She wasn't great on the show, and then she did a lot of really stupid things in her last. She had sex in the bathroom of the house, and like it was so awkward for everyone. It was like really like she just did a lot of almost like immature, like almost like that. And it was like there's a difference between like having sex all over, like that's part of Summer House's appeal. I hate to say it, like as much as we so hate the nudie camera and I hate those nudie shots, that's nothing. Like when Summer House used to be on, like when it was first on, you were seeing full-fledged like people going at it, like the night crazy.
I mean, we're seeing Kyle's ass every week.
Every week. That's nothing for them. They used to show sex. I'm not kidding. Everybody who went on that show had to sign like a full-on waiver. Like we have cameras in the bedrooms. They're on 24/7. Like it was like stuff happening. But like she wasn't great on that show. She wasn't. And then there was this big falling out. So Paige has been in the middle ever since because Paige is still friends with her and Paige is still friends with Amanda. But Amanda and Hannah are not friends anymore.
Okay, I have another question for you guys.
Yeah.
Kyle's white socks with his brown shoes.
Oh, I didn't notice that, but that's a good call. I didn't see it.
Where? When?
Oh, it was there. It was in the center. And I was like, are those tube socks? Like, what, are those athletic tube socks?
Wait, when they went out? Like when they went out? Or just in the house?
He was wearing
How
like
did
brown shoes with white tube socks.
Oh God.
Is
no.
that back? Is that back?
No. Oh God, I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
Back, I'm not going there. I mean, if you told me that like Carl was doing that, I'd believe it. But like, yeah, no,
Okay.
no, I don't know.
Just
I don't
curious
know.
if that was a new trend. Like
Yeah,
you
I don't know. No, but the whole thing kind of made me sad because they really have a genuine friendship. And listen, here's the thing about Kyle. This lover boy bullshit. It's like I hate to say it. He made his company an intrinsic part of the show.
Yeah.
Like he did. It's a sixth housemate. It's a seventh housemate. Like however you want to look at it, Loverboy is part of the cast.
Yeah.
And that was all his doing. That was not MTV. That was not Bravo's doing. It wasn't Andy Cohen's doing. He gets a tremendous amount of free publicity for having that product. That product is in every scene.
Yeah.
Like Bethany Frankel with her skinny girl when she was on Real Housewives.
Exactly. Anytime they're drinking, it's Loverboy. Every party, it's Loverboy. And every time they're out, it's Loverboy. So, and he is not paying a dime for that. It's like, so you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like you made your business a part of the show.
Yeah.
So now you can't be upset that your business is somehow being affected because it's on the show. It's like,
That's
what?
a good point. That's a really good point.
It's really not fair. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do I think like it was a rage text? Like he just should have been smart enough to not put Paige in the middle. And Amanda's right. She was like, everybody doesn't have to know. You don't have to constantly explain how you're feeling to every person.
He's
like
very emotional. Very emotional.
very,
He reacts at every moment.
very,
Yeah.
very.
But he's good TV. I want Kyle on my screen. I mean, I do. He's great
He's
TV.
good TV. He's good TV, and he is the show. And he's got real friendships with Carl and real he's really like he's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
So I could not imagine Summer House without him. I really couldn't.
All right, we're getting close. We're getting close to like time. So let's.
Okay, let's keep
move on.
going. Let's keep going.
Beverly Hills, quickly.
Beverly Hills. I just want to say,
Snooze.
the Suttons, whatever her catwalk thing. I want to say the Kathy Hilton thing. What do you think of that? Her walking onto the.
What is going on with Kathy? Is she on drugs?
No, don't say
How
that.
old is she?
Allegedly.
How old is she really?
I feel like Kathy Hilton. No spoilers, Mara, because I know you're not up to speed on White Lotus, but I'm now starting to equate Kathy Hilton with the Parker Posey with Victoria Ratliff. Like, are they all on lorazepam? Like, what is happening? What is happening? Like, Kathy is walking down the.
How old is she? How old is Kathy? Do we know?
She's not that old. She's old.
Not that old.
But she is older. She is older.
She's not clueless, though. You know what I mean? You're not clueless. I don't know. Was it an act?
She acts so clueless. I mean, going back to the back, I'm saying to Dorit, like, would you like, I mean, saying to Sutton, would you like
Dorit to marry? What? To
65. She's 65.
Oh, she is?
Oh, yeah. You want to know why? You want to know why? She is from the same mother, but a different father than Kyle and Kim.
Yeah.
So Big Kathy, the mom, was married to Kathy Hilton's dad, had Kathy Hilton, were together for a while. They got divorced. Then she got remarried to Kyle and Kim's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, she's 65. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, 65.
She acts like she's 80. Like, what is happening?
Well, she hurt her leg. She hurt her ankle in that.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the lymph.
Oh.
I'm so sorry that she fell. I think that's terrible. She should sue Sutton's ass.
Oh my God.
But I'm talking about every other moment on screen. First of all, and I will say this, and this I love, and this I do think is intentional. She refuses to call Mauricio.
She calls him Maurice.
She calls him Maurice. It is a stroke of comedic genius. I literally love it. That I love. But like, this episode sucked. I don't want to see Martin Bullard, decorator to the stars from 1987.
Am I crazy, or does Erica not own that? I thought she rents it.
She rents it. She did. But
she had that a decorator come.
You can put it on paper and stuff. You just have to make it like whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, that was Beverly Hills.
I don't care about Erica's mom. I don't care about. And so now I'm getting a little too much Tilly. Like, I don't know.
This season's okay.
This season is.
It started off hot. It's okay.
Very.
It went downhill. Okay. There's not enough holding it up. Dorit can't hold the whole season on her shoulders alone.
She can.
So they
I'm getting a little tired of it. You know.
Yeah.
How many more episodes do we have? Like, are we wrapping this up? I mean,
we might be, and you know what I mean. It's now Salt Lake City. That's for sure.
And I gotta say, and I'm probably gonna get put in the hot seat for this too. And she's, whatever. I mean, okay. I mean, whoever put, I'm sorry, at a fashion show, no less, at your fashion show, I don't know what those fashions were, and I don't understand circular fashion. But anyway, whoever put Sutton in that outfit for that event,
I know,
should lose their.
Great.
Should lose their.
Wasn't great.
Yeah.
Not only was it not great, for you to say wasn't great is being kind. And I'm going to leave it there.
Well, Jules, we'll see you next week in the hot seat.
I'll be recording from jail. Because I'm going to be sued by either Kathy Hilton or
Sutton Strack,
who have very, very deep pockets. So this has been fun. Please take this idea that I started and run with it again. I'll see you in 2 years.
Okay. Should we move on to
closing hot takes?
Cola, you said you have
you have one? Cola, you have so many. I love it. I
have one because lo and behold, this gal, this midlife,
oh please,
puzzle gal got her period this week. Again, 28 days later. But we had cocktails with our doctor friend, Dr. Lindau, who is very well renowned, and we were talking about. I said, Stacey, I still have my period. We're talking about menopause and life, and I said, it's tricky because I still get my period. And I go, but if for sex I can't get pregnant. She looked horrified. I've never seen a doctor more horrified in my life. She's like, I hope you didn't just say you can't get pregnant. You know better than that. She's like, you're educated. I'm like, well, I mean,
she literally was like, you know what a period is, right? Like, you know what causes the body to create a period, right?
Like, you 100% can get pregnant right now. I'm like, no, at my age, that would be ridiculous. She's like, Julie, I'm horrified what I'm hearing. She's like, what are you using for birth control? I'm like, crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. She was so, literally reprimanded me, read me the riot act. I kid you not.
Oh, she did. I was there.
Read me the riot act. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was an enlightening moment for Cola.
Literally, like my CVS run on Sunday morning was tampons and condoms. It was like
She literally was like, "You are crazy. Like you are producing eggs. That is why you're getting a period. You 1,000,000% can get pregnant."
I'm scared for you.
Julie, you're going to be the Lindsay of the podcast. There's going to be a baby going out.
I'm gonna be like, Carla can't make it. She's been up all night with the baby.
I'm like, Carl, we have one more gender reveal.
Carl, let's give it up for
That
Carl.
was humiliating. We didn't talk about that.
No,
She didn't do it.
Oh, let's give it up for Carl in our last few minutes. Was anybody working harder at that scavenger hunt?
He's like, I know this one.
And then also he was like, a girl jumping up and down. I was like,
He's being a shockingly good sport about Lindsay's pregnancy.
Oh my God!
I have to tell you something. I feel like her relationship with this person might be over, or maybe it's gonna end. And I feel like her and Carl are gonna raise this baby together. Like I really do.
This is friends.
I really do. I honestly
They're not really
think.
friends, though, are they? Do they become friends? I mean, right now they're not really friends.
No, they're not really, but they're being very cordial.
No,
Yeah,
when
very
they're
nice
not.
to each other.
What about when she was like, "I have some non-alcoholic champagne. Would you like some?" He was like, "I'd love it."
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening? Oh my God. Anyway, all right.
On that note,
I love
Thank
you
you all
guys.
for the reality.
Hotties.
Hotties.
Love you guys.
number 17, guys, in the
Number
books.
17 in the
17.
books.
Who
See
knew?
you next week,
God.
Hotties.
Have a good week.
Bye, gals.
Bye.
Bye.